This is MRA's Actors Podcast, episode 115, where we focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a managed point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, Phil Collins wants to evict his ex-wife after she secretly got married.
She's an easy lover. God damn.
Jeezy's future wife says she's going to submit to him.
This dude is lucky, man. My wife won't even submit a resume for me.
Clair Huxtable's still down with Cliff, and we have a Dear Irby letter from a guy who knows a family secret about his new girlfriend. Will he tell? Eesh. All that and more right now. Ready?
I am ready.
This is the MRA podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I'm Kamal.
And we're saving relationships one listener at a time. Start with the free front page, man. Kyle's out there in the streets living dangerously. Kamal, I have been fired. Me and Kamal were supposed to work on a project on Sunday. I have been replaced. He's going to get a more COVID-friendly person on the job, and I'm okay with that because I called her from Minnesota. What? I think your wife called me. Oh, your wife called me, asked me if she wanted me to do something. I was in Minnesota. She's like, who are all these people you're around? I was like, yeah, man, I'm in the streets. And so it turned out, man, not only did I go to Minnesota, man, I did a comedy show. I did a comedy show with people in the crowd. Come in. It was my first time doing a set since, what is this? What are we in 10? 7 months, come out. 7 months, dude. It felt so good to get back on stage, man. The people were great. I was supposed to do 30. I might have did like 45, 55. Yeah, man. And it just felt like, man, remember we used to go swimming, dog, and it was so warm in the pool you didn't want to get out, or in the bathtub.
Yeah, definitely the bathtub.
Yeah, the bathtub feelings. Like, I didn't want to get out. I also didn't want to fall asleep in there and die. But the point is, man, man, shouts out to the people of Minnesota, man. I met so many nice people, man. I'm talking about, we in Cali, dog. I don't even know if the leaves have changed. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, the leaves on all the trees was different colors, and it was falling.
It's still summer out here, I think. It's about to be like 90 this week.
Dog, it looked like I was on the set of Home Alone, bro. It was beautiful. It was that beautiful, man. So, but man, shouts out to my cousin and my peoples and all the nice white people I met out there in Minnesota, man. We got some new listeners out there.
Oxymoron, Kyle.
What you mean?
Nice white people.
Hilarious. Well, they're listening right now, so you're your best behavior, man.
Man, I'm just messing around.
No, you not. But yeah, we got some new listeners, man. I personally downloaded the MRA podcast on a few good dudes' phones, so they said they'd be listening for their shout out. So here's your shout out, man. Good people that I met, man. Thank you for listening. Kamal, for you guys that are just listening, our new listeners, but probably our new listeners that are listening in New York, shouts out to Kim Dynasty Radio. Kamal has 2 sons. I got 2 sons. Only difference is I got 2 daughters. So me and Kamal used to both have 2 sons. They're around the same age. His youngest son is a young Mac in training. And you got to go back and listen to the old episodes to hear the girlfriend he had at the age of, what was it, 6?
6.
Yeah, man. And then they broke up, and then they got back, and whoop-de-whoop. So we're getting an update. I don't even know what this is, guys. Today we're getting a young, I don't like to say the kids' names because they're kids. So, but I call him the artist formerly known as Tasmania because he used to be a wild Tasmanian child, and he's grown out of that. So what's up with Tasmania, dude?
Well, first of all, let me just say that a girl had like something in her Google was like a memory, and it was a video from 6 years ago when he was 2 years old at a birthday party, running around, hitting people with like this big ass foam structure with a smile on his face. And it was like, wow. We were just talking about it last night. Like, we thought this dude was going to be a bully and just running around tearing up shit. Now he's the most docile, cool kid ever. It's crazy.
Is it drugs? Did you drug him up like the rest of the kids at the school?
Did not drug him up. I did not. We thought about it.
I've been meaning to ask you that.
It became natural. So, this weekend, man, my guy was doing, what do you call that? Class elections.
Okay.
For his school.
What does that mean to be doing class elections?
Well,
he was running the polls. He's a poll worker.
No, he had to vote. He had to vote for class representative.
For president.
Yeah, for class representative. And then
All
this
right.
particular election was his best friend going against his girlfriend.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I'm so nervous.
Kyle, you'll be glad to know I asked him, but I put no pressure on the dude. Just want to see naturally where he would go.
Who'd you vote for?
He voted for his best friend.
Now what's what I'm talking about. Yes.
He voted for his boy, man. His boy didn't win.
Yes.
His boy didn't win. But
That's
it was just, it was innate. He was not going to vote.
Wow. Because he was afraid of disappointing somebody?
Yeah, man. It was a tough decision, man.
Wow, man. I am so proud of him. I'm not going to say HBH because she's too young to give her that H. But what I will say is you're more likely to be boys with your boy than be still with that girl in 20 years.
Oh, yeah. Or
So
definitely throughout elementary.
Choice. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He made the right choice, man. He made the right choice, man. So speaking of voting, man, we're going to talk about a little Trump stuff in a second. But, man, I got to say, dude, I know you're an avid SNL watcher, man. How did you feel about Bill Burr's monologue? I personally loved it, Kamal. I feel like he picked up where he left off with the Netflix special. He went in on white women, and I was here for it. It was hilarious. How did you like it?
Well, I think it was a watered down version of his Netflix special set, right? So I think the topic, I heard the topic before. I've heard the point of view before, but it was for network TV. I was hoping he would say, "You bitch, you in the jacuzzi with me."
He already did that joke.
Well, he did this pretty much the same joke, going in on white women complaining about rich white men and stuff like that, right?
But he did different aspects of the same joke, though. He didn't say the same lines.
Right. He tweaked it a little bit. So
yes.
I would say he did that for a TV audience.
Yes.
And I don't think that TV audience responded as well as his normal fan base would.
Correct.
Fan base knows what they're getting with Bill Burr. They're going in there to see Bill Burr, and we know
it's
it's
literally like his big break. This
Right.
is the first time a lot of people heard of him, and they were like, some of them people were shocked. And it was a tough crowd for him.
And I know the next day he caught hell. A lot of people on Twitter. Oh yeah, man. A lot on Twitter. They went off on him and said they turned it off. How is this white man gonna talk about like what was it, women issues and stuff like that? I think some people from the gay community was really upset. It was he was doing Bill Burr to a not Bill Burr audience.
That's what happens when you're not in the cocoon of your crowd.
Right. And he's not big and famous like Louis can do it because they know Louis, Chris Rock. So even if you've never seen him do stand up, the name, so you're expecting good things from this person. I think honestly, when I saw Bill Burr was hosting, I was surprised. Like, Bill Burr?
Yes.
Like, geez.
I was surprised too. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Is this real? I was like, why is Bill Burr? I literally said, I saw like a picture because I saw the next day. I was like, why is Bill Burr on Saturday Night Live? Like, is he doing a guest set? Like, what? I didn't even know he did a set. I saw him in one of the sketches in the picture.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's cool that they let him be in one of the sketches. And then I was like, oh, he hosted it? Oh,
back in the day, they used to let people do guest sets.
Stand up or just be in one of the sketches?
No, just like a stand up thing. I've seen like Sam Kinison do a set. I've seen like it's not a set, but I've seen Penn and Teller do something. You remember they had Andy Kaufman do that little Mighty Mouse thing?
No, I don't remember Andy Kaufman doing Mighty Mouse. Come out, I was in the 70s.
No, I'm just saying, but like you ever seen like the clip of it? Him playing like the
No, but I get the point. I saw the movie, so
he does it in the movie. He's like plays the recording of the Mighty Mouse song and he lip syncs. So they used to just let people, it was a comedy show.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey man, you got something funny? Throw it on this week.
Yeah.
And so I guess now they're really structured. It's sketches and musical guests and the weekend update. That's all we're doing. We ain't doing in the monologue, but that's all we're doing. And so I was surprised that Bill Burr got the hosting gig. But I actually like this show better than the Chris Rock show. But I like Rock.
How about his set? You like Rock's set better?
I like Rock's set better.
I like Bill's better, man. I thought Bill was in better shape. I like Rock's content, but I felt like Bill has been, because Rock may have been working on his acting lately. I feel like Bill was in a lot better shape. I like Rock's content, but I like Bill's polish.
But see, the thing about Bill's thing was, which I noticed, was that he realized that this wasn't necessarily his audience, and he had a couple of awkward laughs.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me tough this one.
Yeah. He know, because it must be hard when you're so used to that cocoon of your audience, dude. Real quick, man. Donald Trump says he got COVID from a Gold Star event, which the Gold Star event is basically these Gold Star Army, what is it called? Armed Forces people, these families.
It's families of fallen soldiers.
Yes. And so, I felt like he didn't really get it from there. I felt like he scapegoated the Gold Star people. What do you say real quick before we move on to our feedback?
Definitely. I think that basically he's going to put the blame on something else.
Of course.
Not the fact that he's going around maskless. He, his staff is maskless. They're actually mocking Joe Biden wearing a mask. So he's going to say, hey, man, it's these people coming. I got to hug them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always
and just want to say on the mask tip, when you saw me in that restaurant in Minnesota, so the rule is out here, not it's outside of California. You wear the mask when you walk in, and you wear the mask when you go to the restroom, but at your table you don't have to wear the mask. And so even at my stand-up set, I did just like Bill Burr. I wore my mask at all times in the bar at all times. The people in the bar did not. The waitresses did, but the bar patrons had no mask on. I had my mask on the whole time. I had the stage mask on, took mask off, did set, put mask on for after the set, and kept my mask on the whole time. So I wasn't, wasn't that.
You were 100% reckless, about 75%.
Definitely
reckless.
About say like 45% reckless.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is in California or LA, I don't know all of California. Yeah. You can't even eat in a restaurant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like in other parts of the world, they're doing okay. They're surviving. Their numbers are going down. California's a little extra cautious, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, Donald Trump back to his old scapegoating tricks, man. You can't expect to change a Donald Trump. He's going to be a Trump. You call a spade, a Trump. It is what it is. When we come back, man, we got some feedback, and after that, we have a post-nut mode story from a guy who got lucky but ended up making a major misstep. Find out what he did. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working. You might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake to Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, Hobie.
Do we now?
Yes, this one's from my sister reacting to Offset. She said, MRA, he bought her a Rolls Royce. Public billboard shot her from Culture, and they was partying in LV for her birthday this weekend. I think what percentage dangerous would you call Culture and Offset and Cardi B, man? Since I gave myself a 45, you gave me a 75. What would you give their level of danger?
Oh, a party it's 100%.
What's the MRA take on Offset's actions? Is she coming back? Chloe and Tristan, Bobby and Whitney. I told her she's going to have to wait to the show to find out. And later in the show, we are going to find out. When we come back, man, we have a post-nut mode story from a guy who got lucky but ended up making a major misstep. Find out what he did next. It's the MRA Podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
No, he didn't. But our listener, Big Easy Q, told us all about it, and we can relate. Women, men. So listen, if you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode.
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top grime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up, and we'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense, and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That's dearirby@themrapodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA podcast. This one is from Ricardo in San Diego. He said, I used to live with this girl who made really good money as a nurse and let me live with her without paying rent, which was cool and all, but she never wanted to bone. What is this? What's that movie? You know how many girls I done boned in that back seat?
School days.
Yeah, school days. She was a stuck-up type and always judged me. She thought I drank too much, smoked too much, and hung out too much. I wanted to be a rapper at the time, and I went all in. I was at the club every night doing my research, hilarious, which may sound like some bullshit. It does. But when you're in the hip hop game, you have to network and you have to listen to what makes the people go nuts. On this one night, I was at my office, as I used to call it. When I saw this girl, I used to smash. You know how girls are always with the pack of other females? On this night, she was just with her cousin, who was a guy. He was in town visiting, and she was taking him out for a good time. This dude meets a chick and bounces. That's crazy. Now she's alone. Would you do that to your cousin, Kamal?
Nah.
Depends on how close the cousin is.
Yeah.
I saw it as my lucky day. I started gaming her up, and next thing you know, we were in her Jeep getting it on. Maybe it was because I was drunk, but for some reason we both fell asleep, and I didn't wake up till the sun woke us up. Jeez. I jumped up, got in my load, and headed home to get there. Right, I guess his load is his car. Right as my girl rolled up. Huh?
Got in his load. He smashed.
He says, I jumped up, got in my load, and headed home.
I figured he unloaded.
Oh.
My bad, man, because he doesn't talk about it. He just said they went to sleep in the car.
Yeah. He said, I got in my load and headed home. But whatever. Because I woke up, jumped up, got in my load, it doesn't even matter, and headed home, getting there right as my girl rolled up from her night shift. I got scared, but I told her I fell asleep in my car and didn't want to drive home drunk. She was so happy that I did something responsible that all of a sudden she wanted to give me some. See, that's all you had to do, be responsible. I was excited thinking I was about to get a double header, but the party was over when I took off my pants and my girl saw I was already wearing a condom. That is hysterical. A full one at that. Oh, my gosh. She kicked me out, and the other girl didn't want me either. She said she realized hooking up with me was a mistake. I lost them both. But I made some changes in my life, and I promised to never live off a woman again, except maybe my mama. You had me until maybe my mama, dog. I hope he's joking. Carlo in San Diego. Kamal, break down his game, man. Break down his game film, man. What can the fellas learn from Carlo? First thing I'm going to say, I'm asking you, I'm just going to say, stop even giving yourself the option to live with your mama, dog. Like, don't take that off the table, man. I'd rather sleep in my car than live with my mom. Go ahead, Kamal.
No, I'm saying everything was going fine. The problem is the man got drunk. Now, I understand this. Understand this, man. Listen, I know I'm different.
Yes.
And dudes going to drink. They going to do their thing and all that stuff, especially partying and having a good time. So, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to take my advice in that regard. But you run the risk of making the same mistake Carlo did. Carlo got it in and was drunk, passed out, whatever, forgot to take it off, couldn't feel it was on, and went home and was about to get busy and booyah. You know, here's a surprise. Now, honestly, never being drunk, this will never happen to me.
No. Never.
Ever. And so I would say, man, his game was pretty good until that part. That's a major part because he lost everything. Mm-hmm. He lost it all. And he was saying like he learned to he'd never live off a woman again. But even if he was paying the bills, she saw that condom, they was done. I mean, it wasn't going. It's just because if he wasn't living off of her, I don't see her unless he was, you know, ridiculously balling. I don't see him escaping that one.
Yeah, dude, the problem I'm seeing in your game, Carlo, it's ridiculous, man. Like it's so frustrating. You said she was always bitching about you not, you know, never you drinking too much. Well, nigga, you drinking too much costs you the game. Yeah, like you can't. I get it because they can be naggy, especially like the stuck up type. But dude, you really did drink too much at the time. What I would love to hear him say is, "Man, I got my AA game together." You know what I mean? Because it's like, bro, it's the worst when your thing, your flaw, costs you the game. You know what I mean? Like when Shaq misses a free throw and it costs him the game. That's the worst way to lose, when it's your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rasheed Wallace getting the tech at the end of the game. It's like, oh, come
To
on.
lose the game.
To lose the game.
Like Rasheed, of all the ways we could lose, why from your flaw? Like, get that together, dog. We come back, man. Speaking of flaws, Offset set it off for Cardi B. And later to the show, I love this story, Cabal. Phil Collins says his ex-wife needs to get out of his house. We will tell you why. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey man, you know, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA Podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
All right, Kamal, Offset is not going down without a fight, man. I'll tell you, man, I think we both said on this show that he was a done dealio.
I did think so.
And I also said I thought that he had cheated, and you told me that she acted like she was just tired of his fussing, but that just didn't make no sense.
Well, she said they were tired of she was tired of arguing. So, you know, maybe she's doing a lot of nagging and it turns into arguing, or
telling
vice
him
versa.
He drinks too much.
Yeah, whatever. You know, he's hanging out too much, and she said that she wanted to end it before he got to like straying.
That's a lie, man. According to People magazine, the rumor was that he got another chick pregnant, which a lot of women, that's a deal breaker for them. Some women know how to walk it off. Some women can't walk that off, man. But, dude, Offset, man. So I didn't even know until my sister told me about the Las Vegas thing. All I knew was about was a Rolls Royce truck. That's all I knew about. Mm-hmm. I knew he gave her the truck. I knew he had a marching band playing WAP, which was, I mean, this dude knows how to apologize. As my girl Courtney Black from Sherland would say, he knows how to crawl back. Dog, his crawlback game is fabulous, Kamal.
Much better than me. No shame in the man's game. I mean,
no
no
shame, dog.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
He knows he needs her. He knows what to do. He knows that gifts get her, man. That's her love language, obviously, because he bought her a Rolls Royce that, you know, MSRP $330,000. He put an $8,000 Rolls Royce car seat in there for the. Let me tell you something, fellas. You want to impress your lady, man. Do something for your kids. It's one thing to do something for her, but when you look out for the kids, there's something in a woman that wants to feel like her and her babies will be protected. So when you look out for the kids, I'm telling you right now, man, that Offset's game is tight. I don't know where he learned, Kamal.
Well,
but I'm really go ahead.
No, I'm saying I don't know where he learned either. But I'll say this, man. The one thing I'm impressed is Offset don't give a damn how he looks.
Amen.
He's doing this shit for an audience of one. He's speaking to one person.
Yes.
And he's doing it for everybody to see. They can ridicule him, call him a simp, call him all these things. He is not tripping. The man is goal-oriented. He has his eyes on the prize, and he wants his prize back. I don't know if he's going to be successful, but the man's pulling out all the stops. I got to say, I'm pretty impressed. Like you said, his crawlback game is on point. I like the fact that his, you know what I'm saying, his don't give a fuck what people say game is on point.
My.
He ain't tripping about what nobody's saying.
Come on, let me tell you something, man. When my wife left me, man, I was so sick. I had never felt that kind of pain in my life, bro. If I had an ounce of what Offset has, if I had a smidgen, if I had an inkling of Offset's game, of his crawlback game, dude, I could have eased that pain immediately.
Oh my gosh! If I had a smidgen of what Offset had, I mean, my wife, we're together, but man, it would be such a smooth
sailing, dog. Smooth sailing, bro. I mean, honestly, man. Now here's a question, man. Do you think they're going to get back together, and should she take him back? That's a 2-part question. Do you think they're going to get back, and should she take him back?
You know what, man? Have you ever watched The Wire?
No.
I think I've asked you that before, and I gave it.
I know, and you and Dave Lees keep telling me I need to. Yes, but just you know what? Here's the thing. A lot of our listeners have not heard or watched The Wire. So explain The Wire. We all know it's an HBO show.
Well, I'm not going to explain the show. I'm going to explain the scene. There was a guy who wanted to be the lead dope dealer. And so he found a way to get to the connection, who were these Greeks guys. He went around the normal connect and was like, let me do it. Yeah. And when he left, he kept bringing the money. And after he left, the Greek said, hey, man, he's going to keep coming back. So we might as well give him what he wants because he's shown he's not gonna stop. Cardi B, she knows Offset's not gonna stop. He's not going to stop, you know, and so it's like, well, might as well take him back because the man is relentless. And I mean, like you say, he had people outside.
Take him back.
Right.
Take him back.
Dude, he's got the people on his side.
Yes.
You know, but I'll say this. The people on Robin Thicke's side, she stuck to her guns, homie.
Yeah.
The people were like, well, damn, Paula, take the motherfucker back, man. He's sorry.
But his sorry game wasn't as good. I mean, he wrote a song.
He did a whole album.
Really
the album was called Paula, right?
Wow, that's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing when you lose. You know what I'm saying? You did all of that
and that's probably the reason why I don't have Offset's take back game. And that's also why I'm not as successful as Offset. Because you have to be relentless of what you want, Kamal. You cannot worry about what people say, as you said, and we can all learn from Offset, man. Let me tell you something, man. We open your Bibles to Luke chapter 11, verses 5 through 8. For my new listeners, do we go to the word every week? No, we don't. This might be the fourth or fifth time. But let me tell you something. Kamal, Muslim brother, me, raised Christian. I'm going to tell you this, dog. There's knowledge in these old great books. There's knowledge in the word of God. I'm about to give you some right now. Luke chapter 11, verses 5 through 8. Then Jesus said to them, suppose you have a friend, and you go to him at midnight and say, friend, lend me 3 loaves of bread. A friend of mine on a journey has come to me, and I have no food to offer him. And suppose the one inside answers, don't bother me. The door is already locked, and my children and I are in bed. I can't get up and give you anything. I tell you, even though he will not give up and give you the bread because of friendship, yet because of your shameless audacity, he will surely get up and give you as much as you need. Offset, thank you for the lesson. I'm not going to ask the question without answering it myself. My problem with Cardi B taking him back is I wish you would take him back under the guidance of, I know you love me. You love my daughter. And every once in a while, you're going to smash something else because you need something on the side. But I don't think she's strong enough to say that to herself. And I don't necessarily know if that's what his game plan, selling plan is. His game plan is he is in so much pain, he is continuing to lie to himself and to her so he can put that pain aside. And I wish instead of Offset being the bad guy, maybe Cardi B would look at herself in the mirror and say, maybe I should accept him for his real self. Maybe I should realize nobody's going to love me like this man. And this is my man, and love him through all of his shit. Yes, I just read the Bible. Now I just said shit. Love him through all of his shit. And be unconditional. Show him unconditional love. And then, and only then, will you be able to have happy ever after. Stop blaming him, ladies, like he's a dog. Maybe start looking in the mirror and say, well, shit, maybe something's wrong with me not accepting the real him. Maybe he's lying to me because I won't accept the truth. You do that, you'll win. When we come back, we got to talk about a couple ride or dies. Jeezy's future wife says she will submit to her man, and Clair is still down for Cliff. We'll explain it all soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
And why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
Jenny Mai got a lot of flack. She's from The Real. I think she's on Dance with the Stars, young, cutie, Asian chick. And she says that she plans to submit to her future husband, Jeezy. She said in a clip, I think it was on The Real, and she was basically she had to defend herself because, you know, the situation was hot. And she's basically like, dude, you got to understand, before I had publicist, lawyer, this and that, I had to go get it myself. I am a boss. She didn't say self-made, I'm saying it, self-made millionaire businesswoman. And I've heard this from a lot of women, Kamal. When you're a boss at work, you don't want to have to be the boss at home. You want respect at home, but you want to be able to relax in submission. I'll never forget, Kamal, when I used to watch Cesar Millan, And he used to say, a dog is happiest in submission. And I told you this before. And you said, man, you can't say that because women are going to think you're comparing her to a dog. Mm-hmm. And I am. I absolutely am. Women and children, I believe, are happiest when they can relax in the submission of daddy's got it. I'm telling you, when I heard Cesar Millan say that, I was like, wow. To the point, I even wanted to buy a dog training book to understand the psychology of training the dogs, and does it really make them feel better? And am I calling women dogs? I am not. I'll call my guy friends dogs. I don't call women dogs. So I'm not calling women dogs. But I am saying that you have to get your man on, fellas, and you have to be the leader. And I do believe if she will allow herself to submit, and if you become a worthy enough man to not only be worthy of the submission, but to ask her to, that she will. And it's going to take time because she's going to want to take over and be the boss again. But I believe she will be happiest in that submission of knowing that you got it. That means being a man at all times. That means never looking to your mommy to pay your rent like old boy did, Carlo. Sorry, Carlo. Never doing that. That means, yeah, it's okay, I guess, if she invested first and she's paying the rent at the house. But you have to eventually have a plan to put her out of business. And it can't be, I'm going to let her pay for me while I work on my rap dream. You got to figure out how to contribute now. Don't wait till you become a platinum rapper to continue to contribute to the house, because you're going to lose her by then. Kamau, I just did a whole rant. Because for those who are listening, you know, a lot of times I'll throw the hot potato to Kamau and he's got to answer it. So sometimes I'm going to answer it first so he can sit back and formulate his shit, so then I'm not always hot potatoing him. So that's why I went first. That just to make it clear to Kamau and all of our listeners all over the world. Kamau, now I'm giving it to you. I'm allowing you to hop in. How do you feel about Jeannie Mai saying she's going to submit to her husband and getting a lot of pushback? How do you feel about that, dog?
Well, again, she expects the pushback, right? Like you said. Mm-hmm. And it's like with Offset, man, I don't care. I'm doing this for an audience of one.
In
right?
Jesus' name.
If Jeannie Mai is truthful and she goes forward with this and she is submissive to Jeezy in their marriage, yes,
I would be like you was about to say Jesus.
Yeah. I would be extremely surprised if they don't go the distance in this relationship.
Man.
I do not, unless Jeezy's like a drunk and abusive person. If he's a reasonable guy.
There's one more piece, Kamau. There's one more piece.
What's that?
It's a lot to ask you, ladies, and I realize this. But if you submit and have a plan for his sex drive, because I'm telling you right now, asking a guy who's a platinum rapper to be monogamous, the odds of him being monogamous is slim and none. I'm just going to tell you.
Well, I'm going to say this, Kyle. I'm going to say, I'm going to look at the slim part.
Go ahead.
The slim part. Well, here's the thing. Jeezy is not the hottest rapper anymore. This ain't 2008.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe not going on tours. I think his groupies are probably, 30s or 40s or stuff like that. So, the chicks throwing it at him, those days are probably over. Now, he can probably still have action because of his status in his, in his bank account.
His coin, yes.
And he would have
to... You're assuming a man only cheats because they throw it at him.
No, I'm saying it's easier.
Yes.
It's the access. It's hard for me. I've never had, I've never had a groupie. I've never had fans. I've never had people throwing it. I don't know how I react.
Yes.
I don't know. I want to say I'm strong enough to turn it down.
You'll do a good job.
Yeah,
but you're not. You haven't met your full potential yet, so you don't even know what it's like to be Kamal Abdul-Jabbar, platinum selling writer. I know I said platinum, but you know what I mean. Hit show after hit show after hit show.
I don't know what it's like to be like Kenya Barris, right?
That's exactly what I wanted to say. You don't know what it's like to walk around, and even if they don't know you, to be draped in gear and diamonds and jewelry. Kamal is, for the news listener, go back. This nigga wouldn't leave the house unless he was fresh. He wouldn't go to parties in high school because he couldn't get fresh enough fast enough. if he has access to fresh, I can't wait to see Kamal, Flossy B, new shoes every day. Kamal Abdul-Jabbar. You guys have, this guy's a regular Joseph. Sorry, no disrespect. That was disrespectful. Yeah. But his closet game is immaculate. Shut up, nigga. Are you kidding me? I've seen your closet, dog. Your closet's right by the front door, dog. And I'm sorry for saying shut up for the people that I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying shut up like, nigga, please. This nigga's closet's by the front door, y'all.
My shoe closet.
Yeah. See? It's a shoe closet. The guy has a shoe. Shut the fuck, nigga.
It's a work in progress.
You're not getting embarrassed, all right?
It's a work in progress.
You're not, but shout out to my nigga Chris Ball for Ball Family Farms. This nigga has a shoe closet that is ridiculous. I'm going to text you a picture of this shit. But go ahead.
No, I mean, and so again, having said all of that, what you just said, yes. You're right. I don't know what it's like. And I think that Jeezy at one point was that guy.
Yes.
And I'm saying now, I don't know if, everywhere he goes, they're throwing it at him.
People want to know who we are.
Right. And so at this point, he might be tired of the game and just want to sit back and chill by his pool with his girl and enjoy the spoils of his labor. Is it the fruits of his labor or the spoils of war? Whatever the fuck. I combined two. Yeah, the fruits of his labor, man. He might just be at that point where, like, you know what? I just want to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think it comes a time for a lot of these guys. Not all, but after a while, it's like, man, I've done it all. Now I'm ready to just chill.
I hope so, man. I don't believe it.
Well, I've never. I have to get there first. I have to get there.
You gotta taste it.
I gotta go through it. I gotta go through it first.
Dude, look at this shoe closet I just sent you, man. This is ridiculous, man. I can't imagine having access to that kind of money if I'm Jeezy. And
what the fudge? Where is this?
That's this nigga's new house, man.
Oh, he got a new. Oh my gosh.
Yes, dude. The shoe closet is ridiculous. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. We're having an inside conversation, but this is a good friend of mine. Yeah.
I got
it. All right, the audience can't see what we're talking about, but look up Ball Family Farms, man. That's my brother, man, and he is very successful in his business. And I just showed Kamal my dude's shoe closet, and it is ridiculous. I took this picture myself.
The envy that I have right now. I have never been more jealous of a human being.
All right, we got to keep it moving, man. Oh, by the way, since we already started the Bible, we got to go back to the Bible, man. This is why I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that we came from a time back in the Bible days when submission was standard. Well, they had to say it was in the Bible, so maybe it wasn't standard because they had to be told. Ephesians 5:22-33. I don't know if we're going that far, but wives, submit yourselves to your own husband as you do to the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is head of the church. I think that's all we need to be said. So listen, if you're trying to get married, which is a religious thing, I think you should follow the manual. That's what I think. And I cannot believe it comes so far that when a woman says she will submit, that all of a sudden that's crazy. And
that's
people
crazy
say,
talk.
Yeah, what? Why would you? Like, okay, we've fallen short. Speaking of ride or dies, Clair Huxtable is still down with Cliff Huxtable. Kamal, you sent this to me. Tell me the score right quick before we get out of here.
Well, Felicia Rashad was given an interview, and basically they mentioned like the Cosby Show and Bill.
Yeah.
And she said, "Hey, listen, I just don't accept what somebody says because they say it, and they say it in a loud voice. The internet has given a lot of anonymous people a very loud voice, and this too has happened before." And what she's saying is, she talked about, what's her name, Zoa Neal, or I'm about to lose my black woman card. Zoa Neal Harris, or whatever. Some old writer or poet, I think, from back in the day, who was accused of sexually abusing her son or her stepson or something like that, and basically it ruined her career. I think she died penniless. It came out later on, it was untrue. But I would say, as far as like her, so she doesn't believe just bullshit that anybody says. But here's the thing, Kyle.
How about 80 anybody's?
Huh?
How about 80 anybody's or 50 or 60 anybody's? Does that make a difference?
Let me explain something to you, Kyle.
Okay, help me out.
If 50 comedians or 50 writers said that you be punching them,
Mm-hmm.
if they, you know what I'm saying, if they come up with whack jokes, I wouldn't believe it. I'm like, wait a second, man. I've been with this motherfucker all this time. He could have punched me. I've come up with lame-ass jokes before.
I see what you're saying. Because that's how Felicia's perspective is like, dude, you know how much time I spent with this man?
Yeah, he didn't press up on me at all. Like the guy they talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why, honestly, that's why I feel bad for her. Because from her perspective, you know, and Bill Burr talked about believe women. From her perspective, she's a woman. She's like, I was with this dude every single day.
He had action. You know what I'm saying? He was the boss. He could have had me fired. He could have used his power to try to get what he wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there was a lot of women on the staff. There's women everywhere. And there's not a peep from them.
Debbie Allen.
Yeah.
Gave her a showrunner job. I don't think she ever ran a TV show before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you have these women who still riding with him, who really respect them. It's like I get the little kids, you know what I'm saying, Rudy and you know what I'm saying, they don't know. But them, you know, them Allen girls know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, they know him. They know him. And so I'm not saying it happened or didn't happen, but I am saying from her perspective, she was there and she never saw it. So that has to be tough, man. When we come back, Phil Collins tells his ex-wife she's got to get out the house. Come on, would you or I ever evict your ex? Find out next. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamal and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you said we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamal how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
All right, Kamal, we are still looking at the closet. And let me tell you why, man. I think it's the reason why it's cool for me to say this on the show, man, is because every time I go see my boy C-Ball, I'm reminded, man, me and Ball have been so close since high school, man, and I've seen the dude broke, and I know how he did it. I know how he reached his goals. He had his goals up on his wall. He said reading The Secret changed his life. We talked recently about how we went from rags to riches, man, and it just reminded me, man, of how we can do it. We can all do it because I've seen this guy do it. I know this. I've seen this guy's transformation from laying on my couch to having a couch in his shoe closet, literally. And so it just inspires me, man.
That is a couch. Man. I didn't even notice that.
That is a couch. It's a couch in the shoe closet.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a walk-in shoe closet, dude. And it inspires me. The reason why we're talking about this now on the show, because this show is here to inspire dudes out there, man, that you can do this, man. You can do it. We can all do it, man. But you have to think about more about what you want than you think about what you don't want. There's only two feelings out there, man. It all boils down to fear or faith. And if you're feeling negative, you're thinking about what you don't want. And if you're feeling positive, you're focusing on what you do want. You have to focus on what you want. It ain't about anything else but that. All these different religions will tell you it's all about faith. You put them all together, man, to see what you get, man. It comes down to fear and faith. So back to the show, man. We got to talk about this, man. Phil Collins. Now, this is one that we both found on different publications come out, because you said to me and I was thinking, oh, I'm one step ahead of you, dog. It's already in the rundown. You sent me a lot of stories last week, and I appreciate it. It helps. But this one right here was already locked and loaded, man. Phil Collins' ex-wife is allegedly a piece of work. She makes Dr. Dre's wife look like reasonable. I'll say that. They got divorced. She got him for $46 million, Phil Collins' wife. She married another man. That didn't work. She married Phil again. That didn't work again. Recently, she told him that she was going to a business trip in Vegas. Next thing you know, she's married to another man. If you're keeping count, I think that's 3 or 4. I don't know. Rewind. You'll see. That, coupled with other drama, seemed to lead Phil to ask her to get out of the house he owns in Florida. But get this. She said no. And according to TMZ, she changed the security codes and threatened to release inside information about Phil unless he renegotiates the terms of the divorce. The first one, she got $46 million. You're living in my house that I pay for with another man, and you told me that you was just going to Vegas on business, and the business was to get married. You didn't tell me that part. I almost called her the B word right there, come out, but I calmed down because we have affiliates now and sponsors, and I'm trying to be respectful. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I tell you that I called her deep down inside. In my spirit, I called her the word that you know I called her because that's how she's acting. Kamal, how do you feel about this Phil Collins situation?
Well, not only did my spirit call her that as well, my spirit is going to Phil's house right now to drag her out the house.
Get the fuck out, bitch, man. Get your shit and get out.
Hey, man, Phil is obviously a nice guy.
Makes good music, I'll tell you that much.
Makes great music.
That boy's good, man. God, that guy's good.
Yeah,
I
dude,
love Phil Collins.
Yeah, he's obviously a nice guy, man. And this is why she knows
Hold up, I got to pause you. Mm-hmm. You know how much money this man may come out? You're a writer, I'm a writer. We have to do this. Whoa. He was hot in the 80s, come out.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave his wife 30 years later $46 million.
$46 million.
He was hot in the 80s because of the things he wrote.
Right.
We have to be able to do this. Right. We got to be able to do this, Kamal. Now, you're on your own in this shoot because I'm not bringing COVID to your house. I ain't got it, but I ain't going to put you in it.
And I don't ever want to give a woman $46 million.
Come on, I want to have the money to give it.
I want to be bald enough to be like.
I want to be bald enough to be mad.
To sign that check.
Want 46 for me.
Yeah,
but I don't want to give anybody $46 million.
But you want to have the money.
I want the dough. It's there for us, dude.
Right, dude.
Dog, because you're really talented, man. You're not just an average ass dude, man.
I appreciate
like
that.
Like your shit hits. Man, we put these productions on, man, from the education, man. The shows sell out every time. Your shit hits, bro. We wrote some shit for Chris Ball and Ball Family Farms, man. That shit hit. The shit hits. The shit is good, dog. What was you saying? I'm sorry.
No, man. I'll let you continue, man. You saying some things I agree with.
Nigga, you talking about me, dog. You ain't gonna stop. You telling me about greatness, nigga. Exactly. Proceed.
Nah, but I would say this though, man. Like I said earlier, I think he's a good guy, and she's just taking advantage of him being a nice guy. She knows he's nice, and he's so nice that she could just take advantage of it. Just do some shit where it's like from my perspective, from my understanding, that was his live-in girlfriend. He thought they were still together.
Oh, no.
She elopes.
Oh, no.
She went and got married, came back, and was like, I'm not leaving.
Shut up.
It said live-in girlfriend, the thing I sent, man. The article I read, it was a ex-wife.
That's what's good about having different articles.
The ex-wife / live-in girlfriend. And basically, they got back together when they first got the divorce because of the kids. Phil probably was like, man, Phil, it was probably her idea to get back together for the kids. You know what I'm saying? And so they get back together. Doesn't work out, but Phil probably really is in love with this woman. She goes and he elopes.
He is.
Why, Judge, do I have to pay? She's married now. She's no longer my responsibility.
Dog.
Why?
Now, let me just tell you why Phil Collins is so dope. I want to read the lyrics to One More Night. I love this damn song. I'm just thinking, when I was listening to this shit, I was like, I never heard this. I never heard the lyrics. I always just love the melody. You know? Mm-hmm. He says, I've been trying so long. There we go. To let you know just how I feel. And if I stumble, if I fall, just help me back so I can make you see. Please give me one more night. That's the part I was like, where's the please? Give me one more night, one more night, one more night. He said, I've been sitting here so long, wasting time. Just staring at the phone. That's the one that got me, Cabal. He's just sitting there staring at the phone. You know what that means. He didn't say what it means. We know what it means. He said, and I was wondering, should I call you? Then I thought, maybe you're not alone. Ouch! Ow! Ow! You know what really kills me, Kamal? is that this is not about the woman that just did it to him this time. This happened to him in the 80s. This has happened to him before.
She's obviously a bad person. Unless I get what I want, I'm going to ruin you. Unless I get what I want, I'm going to attempt to ruin you. Let me tell you something right now, man. No matter what she says, I'm riding with Phil. I mean, aside from you know what I'm saying, some kiddie stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm riding with Phil.
You say kiddie stuff, saying like he touched a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Aside from that, whatever she got to say, I'm riding with Phil, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I found out that he's the one that set the Tupac murder up, I'm riding with Phil. Because dude, here's the thing about it, man. Like you just read these dope lyrics, man. I have a problem with people taking money from somebody that did greatness and you didn't do shit. Now, I can see like a Sharon Osbourne, right? Now, here's the thing about it. People who deserve money, in my opinion, women, wives.
Okay.
Day ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Before this whole shit started. You know what I'm saying? Back the day before biz began, right? Day ones and people that help the brand or help build the brand.
Phil wrote that in 1984, man. Shouts out to Phil Collins, man. MRA flag is at half staff for the rest of this episode on this Wednesday, October 14th, because, man, Phil's got done dirty, man. When we come back, we have a Dear Irby letter from a guy who had some inside information. He's not sure if he should share. What should he do? We get a lot of these scenarios. We got another one, and you'll find out soon. It's an MRA podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on a true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I met this girl online. We hit it off right away. The sex has been awesome. She's a freak, and she knows I'm a freak. She tells me she wants to be completely honest, and so far I have. I told her that I've been with both women and men in the past. Wow, that's a bold tale. Most dudes wouldn't tell that. And she's with it. Oh, this dude hit the jackpot. That's hard to... Like my man, Andrew Gillum, allegedly his wife knew that he was bisexual. She's with him, man. If you're a bisexual dude and you find a woman that could be down with that, boy, you better, woo. Boy, you better get your offset on and make sure you treat her right.
Hey,
not just when you break up. Go ahead.
Me and my girl was watching Grownish.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters, she's bisexual. And
he or she?
She. And she
was
with a guy who was also bisexual.
Wow.
And that grossed her out when she found out he was actually with dudes.
Oh, that's funny.
But your bisexual taste is different. I'm a girl.
It's different. That is. I love that they went there.
She was like, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. You were with guys.
Yeah, see, there's a strong double standard there, man, and this is why dudes be on the down low, because it makes it look like something's wrong with your masculinity if you take penis. So I will say, shouts out to this dude for telling her straight up, because that's what I would recommend, man. My new listeners, we're all about telling women up front, and we're all about them doing the work to accept you who you are, but you got to do the work and be honest with who you are. So here we go. I think this girl could be the one. Me too. But there's one little problem. She wanted me to meet her parents, and I don't like meeting parents, Kamal, and I don't either.
Do not like
because they always judge. I meet her mom, and her mom is nice, great. But her dad was entirely too rude. Yuck. She introduced me and said, Daddy, this is Jay. Before this man even shook my hand, he says, and what do you do? Sounds like Uncle Phil. I wanted to say, I fuck your daughter. That's what I do. That's hysterical. But I restrained myself. At first, I thought maybe or I guess it was he. Maybe he was an actor or something because he looked familiar. Hey, man, he sounds familiar.
Your voice is familiar.
Familiar. Yeah. That's a CB4. I was thinking maybe that was why he was rude. Maybe he's a big-time actor, and I think maybe he thinks he's better than me. All this is going on in my head while he's talking to me. Then it hit me like, whoa. It hit me like, Ike, that's hilarious. This dude's a comedian. I knew his ass from one of the gay clubs I used to go to. Oh, shit. I've never been with him before. Okay. And I don't know anybody who has, but I know it's him. And now I'm wondering if I should tell my girl or not that her father be in the gay club all the time. What should I do, boys? J. Mac in the Bay. What you think, Kamal?
I'll say J. Mac. You got to sit on that one, man.
Mm.
You got to sit on that one. I think that's one of those things where it's like, you take that to the grave or save that for the breakup. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. That's the domino. Is that the big five as you domino and break the goddamn table? Yeah. And let me tell you something before I go, bitch. This is what Phil Collins should do. This is only if she Phil Collins, my nigga. Oh, hold up, bitch. Before you leave, I just want to tell you one thing. Oh, what you got to tell me, huh? What the fuck you got to tell me? They slip my mind. Or slip my mind. Pah! Harlem Nights.
Slips my mind.
Oh, that's funny, bro.
Man.
It slipped my mind. Oh, it slipped your mind.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, this one right here, man, nothing good can come out of this, J-Mac, this information. I wouldn't even say, like, bringing up the pops to try to make them, treat you better. Just, a secret, and it is what it is, man. Because here's the thing about it. I don't think nobody's going to believe you. Just know that basically... you can ruin his marriage. You can end his marriage. You can do a lot to this man, and maybe that'll be some self-satisfaction that you have when he's talking shit to you. Just knowing, like, nigga, do you know what I can do to you?
When we come back, I'm going to weigh in. You need some advice in your relationship
and can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Irby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages.
Encouraged divorce.
Taught a guy how to please his woman.
Encouraged divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. You said that he should not tell his girl. I agree. That's not his business. I absolutely think he should tell the dude, though. Pull Pops aside and be like, hey, man, let's talk, dog. Sir, let's talk, man. What's up with you, man? You feel like you're being rude. Nah, I'm not being rude. Just, all right, cool, man. Well, let me just tell you something, man. I recognize you, man, because I be at the Snooty Fox. Not the Snooty Fox. I be at the Blue Oyster. I recognize you from the...
I thought about saying that, Kyle. I thought about approaching the dude. I was like, that's kind of hard, man.
Fuck that. I know you from the Blue Oyster, homie. I know you. Dog, he's going to shit his fucking pants.
Be like, my girl knows about me.
Does your wife know about you? But on the real, I wouldn't say that. What I would say is, a lot of times, man, people hate what's just like them. I don't know why. I watched some YouTube shit one time, and it talked about how much we hate what's just like us. And we have to learn to say, I am that, I am. I think this could be your end. I think if you don't try to blackmail him, but if you tell him, man, I know you, man, y'all might connect. Not on some, lover shit. Y'all just might connect. He might cut you some slack. Because I promise you this, man. If you found, I played a Southern, right? And I got I got a 7-year-old daughter, right? And this boy's calling my daughter, and it's driving me crazy, right? I know. She's 7. It's not romantic. They're buddies, but I hate it, right? This is brand new. This is exclusive. I've never talked about that. Of course, I'm going to talk about it on stage soon. But the point is, if he was an adult and I found out he played it in an HBCU football, oh, man, we talking shit now. Now we got something to talk about. You know what I mean? I played football at HBCU. Where'd you go? J-State. Oh, Kyle went to Southern. Oh, shit, now we talking Southern Jackson State shit. Don't have hate in your heart with this dude. Don't look at it as a way to say, I can out you, but look at it as a way to say, hey, man, we're more alike than you think. And once you realize you're more alike with somebody than you think, you already have common ground, man. You're on your way to reconciliation. Where can we find you?
Twitter and Instagram at Angry Kamal. And I gotta say, my shit was on private, my Instagram, so I turned it public because one of my current students found me and requested, so I put it on private. But then I realized that was months ago, so I'm back.
That's
on
why
public.
you couldn't. That's what the problem was, huh?
Yeah, I'm back on public.
God, thank you, man. Thank you. Okay, I am at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY, at the MRA Podcast, KyleIrby.com. By the way, at the MRA Podcast, where you can find us both. You can find Kamal there, too, because he's no longer private. The MRAPodcast.com is where you can find and listen to 115 of our episodes. Kamal, thank you for bringing it every time. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.